it's Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and today is Thursday, so I am here with my Thursday video. So this is the super cute card we're going to make today. I don't know how I missed this in the mini catalog, the January to June catalog, but I absolutely love this, and what I love the most about it is the dies. So let me show you. For layering and putting things behind sentiments and things, you get these gorgeous dies, and then you have the ones for the flowers, and then you have the square one, and then I have the oval one, and I have my paper still on it, so I'm not sure what I did with it. Oh, hold on a minute, I left it over here. So then this is the one we're going to use today. And as you can see, I tried to cut one out with, well, I did cut one out with the square. I wasn't sure which one I was going to use, so I put that up there so I could save it for later. But this is the one I decided to go with for our card. So check that out if you're like me and you missed it in the catalog, because I surely did. But it's got those dies then that cut out those flowers. Absolutely gorgeous, and I couldn't wait to get my hands on this gorgeous grape ribbon and use it as well as the pastel pearls. And I'm hoping the ribbon, I think, is on, it's non-orderable right now, but I think it's going to be available on the 15th. So I'm hoping that it will be back in stock, because I really, really want to use the hydrangea set for March for my monthly Kit Club projects. That's what my goal is. I wanted to use it for this month in February. February is my birthday, and I love purple, and I so wanted to use that, but with those being out of stock, I just could not do it, because I want to use that ribbon. Okay, and then I used the Hippo and Friends dies to cut out all 3 of my layers that we're going to use to layer and do our sentiment. My card base, and I'm going to be honest with you, it is either Whisper White, thick Whisper White, or thick Basic White. I don't know, because I have both, and I didn't pay attention when I pulled it out of my paper pad. So this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. That's my card base. And then I have a strip of Gorgeous Grape that is 1.5 by 5.5. A strip of Misty Moonlight, the same size, and a piece of that DSP that is the same size. We're going to layer all those together in just a minute. And I did also use the adhesive sheets when I die cut out the oval, so you can see it right there on the back. I'm trying to not move it because I want to use the little brush and get in there and get all of those out of the way. Now I'm going to grab my grid paper. I totally could not think of the word I wanted to say for grid paper. That happens as you get older, you guys. I'm just going to lay this piece down too. So what I'm going to do in this card, what I did originally, I flicked to get the splatter, all 3 of these. But it's such a fine, really the purples are such close colors. I mean, this one is very dark, but when you're talking about those fine specks, you really can't see it that much. So I think I'm just going to use the dark. Let's use the dark. I don't know. I like the light. Let's try the light, and we'll see what it looks like. And if I want to go back in and add, I will. I'm going to move this card out of the way because I don't want to splatter on it. But I'm just going to take my Stampin' Right markers, and I'm going to use the one that has the wider tip. I'm going to take my cap off, and within that lid, I'm just going to gently, because I don't want to mess up the tip of my marker, I'm just going to flick ink, and just really be careful, because I did accidentally, when I was flicking, got too low and I actually hit my paper. You don't want to do that. So then this one is the Highland Heather, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Just make sure you have grid paper down just like I did, you guys. Okay. Now, as you can see, you really can't tell the colors. It's just a nice splatter. We'll go ahead and do the Gorgeous Grape just for fun. So just get kind of as close as you can, but just make sure that you are not so close that if your hand slips, you're going to mark your paper. And it doesn't really matter down here at the bottom because we're going to layer those pieces together, but I just went ahead and did it anyway. Move those out of the way. Now, the next thing we can do is layer these together. So I'm going to grab my silicone mat. You can use Stampin' Sil. I am going to choose to use Tombow because I want to really make sure I get these even, and I want to have the time to move them if I need to move them. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to layer the DSP on top of the Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to simply eyeball it. So I'm just going to lay the Misty Moonlight down, and I'm just going to put a strip of Tombow right there. And then I'm just going to layer that, make sure I have the ends right. And then I'm going to check my width, my space, something like that. Okay. Just put those down there like that. Just be careful when you're moving it, because if the Tombow hasn't dried yet, you can shift your paper. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the Highland Heather piece. I'm just going to lay that right there. And then I'm going to layer this piece, making sure I have the ends lined up. But then I also want to make sure these widths are just about the same. So just eyeball it like that. Okay, now let's move this out of the way. And then let's bring in our Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to bring in back that scrap paper. I'm going to take this little label, and I'm going to take the little flower, and I'm going to ink it up in Misty Moonlight, and I'm going to stamp off twice because this is a dark color. So you want to make sure you do that, or it's probably not going to look as good. And then we'll close up Misty Moonlight, and I can put that away. And then I'm going to do Highland Heather. Got to clean that image. I'm just cleaning it with my chamois. I'm just going to stamp off on my grid paper just to make sure I have that clean. And then I'm going to ink up the Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to stamp off twice with that one. And I'm just putting them kind of diagonal from each other. Okay. And then, whoa, I about lost that. Then I'm going to take this label and the happy birthday. We're going to ink that up in Gorgeous Grape and just stamp that straight down, just like that. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll put some Stampin' Dimensionals, if I can find mine. We'll put some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this label, 2 or 3. I'm just going to do 2, just for the sake of time right now. I did 3, I think, on my original. And then I turned it with the, and it doesn't really matter, but I put the Misty Moonlight at the bottom. And then we'll just layer that there. Then we're going to take this. We're not going to do anything else with it until we get our die cut piece out. So let's start working on that, because this actually takes a minute, because there is a lot of intricate parts that have to come out. So just run your die brush over. And then let's see, and look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay, now I'm going to move that out of the way. Then I like to get in here with my pick tool and just go through, and the bigger ones is quite easy to spot right away that you want to poke out. It's the smaller ones. And I flip it over and look and make sure, because this is very intricate. So I can see some of them without even flipping it over. And that adhesive also helps them kind of want to stay in place. But I like to flip it over because you can really see, like, here and here and that one. Sorry for that interruption, guys. I don't know if you heard that boom or bang or whatever you want to call it. But I'm downstairs and my husband is in bed upstairs, and I thought I heard him up with the dog, but when I heard that, whatever that was, something fell upstairs and it kind of frightened me, so I had to go up there and see what it was. And I guess he had to get up to let the dog out, and when he went back to bed, he accidentally knocked a picture off one of our nightstands. I said, well, I heard it downstairs and you scared me half to death. Okay. I thought I saw one more that still had, and we'll tell more too when we take it out. So let's go ahead and pop it out. Let's move this out of the way and then really look and make sure before we peel that backing off, we want to make sure and stick it down that we have every little piece out that we want. And I think I got them all. I don't see any more. Okay. So then we'll layer this piece onto the Misty Moonlight. And all you have to do, I know when I put this together, the tape on the back, I used 2 strips and I can see the line. I don't know if you guys can see the line or not, but I can see the line. So I'm just going to pull that side off, and then this side will come right off as well. And if you can't get it off, I'll show you. It's a very easy, if you lay it down and then just take your pick tool and just start picking at an area, and then see, you can just pull it right off after you get it started. It is a breeze. Now this piece right here wanted to stay, so let's get both of those off there, and then just take your little label and oops, get that piece of paper. I don't know where that came from. So I'm just going to put that right in the center, and I'm not letting it touch my grid paper. I'm just trying to pick it up with that adhesive there. Okay, and we'll put that down. I'm just going to lay it upside down because it's still sticky while we put these pieces together. So what I'm going to do with this one, I think on this one, I'm going to leave a little bit of the white show. On my original, I didn't, and I'm going to be honest with you, I did not get my paper lined up right, and it drove me nuts. So for this one, I am going to raise it up just a bit, and I am going to use Stampin' Sew Plus because, and I'm out, I bet, yes I am, because we have a lot of layers that we're dealing with. So I will now retract that statement and say I'm going to use Stampin' Seal because I don't want to have to change it right now. So, but if it wouldn't have ran out, I would have used Stampin' Sew Plus. So I'm just going to leave a little bit, not a lot. Just make sure you get that as straight as you can. Then let's take that gorgeous ribbon and we're just going to feed it through here. Make sure you have it straight, that it's not twisted on the inside. Get those 2 pieces off of each other. Okay, and then we're going to tie our bow going at this end. So I'm just going to bring that around just like that. And we can straighten it up and make sure we have it straight and all that good stuff once we're done. So just tie a cute little bow. Just like that. Okay, now I'm just going to grab my ribbon snips and we'll just die cut those ends off. And I'm just going to look at it and straighten it up. Let me move this paper. It's kind of driving me nuts moving every time I move. So I'm just going to pull on this one because you guys can see it's a little bit bigger than the other one. I'm going to pull on that one a little bit because I want it to be a little bit tinier. Okay, and then I'm just going to fix these at the end. I'm just gonna kind of trim them. I like a nice sharp point on the tails of my ribbon. Okay, then you can go back in and make sure that you have it all lined up. And as you can see, the Misty Moonlight really gets hid from the ribbon, but you can move it down, and I think that's what I did with this one. I kind of more lined it up where it was right more over that DSP, kind of like that, because you can really see the DSP, but those 2 colors I wanted to shine through. So it's up to you. Then we'll take this piece and we're just going to pop up some dimensionals. I almost fit that down without putting dimensionals on it. So let's put probably 4 or 5. I have another one. I'm just gonna trim one off really quick. Do you guys ever do that and don't throw your edges away? I use every stinking piece of my dimensionals. When they run out, I go around and trim the edges and use those too. Okay, then you're just gonna put this right in the center, just like that. And then we're gonna put some more dimensionals on the back of this. So I'm just gonna cut these 3 or 4. Probably only have to use 2 because these are a little bit bigger. And then let's grab this one. And I think I'll do one more. We'll put one here. Whoops, I must have grabbed the paper. Hold on. If I can get that peeled off there. So let's just put that one there. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and put one more just so it's even on that end right there. Okay. Then you'll just put that right in the center like that. I kind of got it off a little bit. Let me see if I can gracefully move it over. There we go. That's more centered. And then grab your pearls. And I need to get some more of my, this one must have been, oh, there it comes. I was going to say, I thought that was a brand new one. So now we're just going to take some of these pearls, and I'm just going to bring this in so I can kind of see how I did it. So I put one up here in this corner. Just trying to flatten that down a little bit. And then, let's see, I think I did the same color. And I put one, this one I'm going to put here. And then let's grab one of these lighter ones and put it right there. And then I put one of the more gray ones down here. I thought that would pop a little bit because it's not the same color that we're working with. And then I put one of the lighter ones on the label the last time, but this time I think I'm gonna, no, let's just go ahead and do that because we've already got 2 of the darker ones on there. So let's just keep it like we did it. Okay, guys, that is my card for Thursday. Thanks so much for stopping by today. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Monday and Thursday. And then if you're interested in receiving a monthly kit club packet from me for my monthly card club, you can visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.com. And then I also have a promotion where I do free make and takes every month if you spend a qualifying order. If you submit a qualifying order in my online store, you can earn free make and takes. I also have a rewards program that's called Bobby Bucks, and it rewards my customers for shopping with me. Thanks so much, guys. God bless. I'll see you on Monday.